Welcome back, episode 16 of Minnesota Wild. Be a GM here on Dynasty Central Sports using NHL 21, and thank you for joining us as we're about to enter March 1st. 2022 is going to be tied in with April as well because we only have 3 games in April, and so we're going to sim through the whole month of March, and then we're going to finally wrap up with the last game of the season, which has to be a home game against the Nashville Predators on the 5th of April. So take a look at the month of March. Right now we are in the bottom of our division, and right now we're going to be out of the playoffs. No matter how this season goes, the rest of the season we could win out, and I don't think we would make playoffs. We might make playoffs if we won out completely, but I'm not going to bank on that. So we are going to be out of the playoffs. We're going to finish up the rest of this season. We're going to see the awards, the final stats. As we are starting this sim, we got Kaprizov leading the team with 49 points. Pacioretty, Kotkaniemi, Garland, Fiala, Gaudette, Hartman, Greenway, and Dumbo with 16 points going down the list. And then we're going to wrap up with stats, the final stats of the regular season, who won the awards, who won the Stanley Cup, and we're going to take a look at the AHL stats as well. Take a look at Nils Höglander with 6 goals, 2 assists so far on the season, 33 games, and he's coming over from a trade with the Vancouver Canucks. We sent Ryan Getzlaf to him, and so take a look at where we're standing in the total NHL standings. Right now we are 22nd overall. 31st is the Washington Capitals, followed by the Canadiens, Red Wings, Coyotes, Canucks, Golden Knights, Senators, Flames, and Devils. Then there we are, the Minnesota Wild. We're 26, 26, and 12. So let's sim through the whole month of March and those first 2 games of April, and then we're going to wrap up against the Nashville Predators and see how the rest of this season goes. And definitely going to miss the playoffs, definitely. I mean, I don't see how we could even do this, especially since we lost 2 games already in this season. Nick Dowd is going down on waivers. We're going to decline him because there's no use in adding any more players to our team. No use because we are, tanking, basically trying to get the highest pick we can get. So far on this month, not great. We're coming off a shootout loss, a 5-4 shootout loss against the Kings, and a 2-1 shootout win against the Predators. We have a win over the Ducks, who is the number 1 team right now in the NHL, with the Maple Leafs coming up behind them. Most likely those 2 teams are jockeying, and Richard Panik at the Disco going down on waivers as well.
Nope.
We're going to decline him. And then we got Valtteri Filppula going down on waivers as well.
Nope.
Older players. We're not going to add him for 2 years and $3 million. No thank you. And coming up, a 6-3 loss and a 4-2 loss, a 5-2 loss against the Chicago Blackhawks. Just the writings on the wall. Not a great season, as we had a great season the first season of this franchise. But this second season has been absolutely dismal. Kalle Kasila for the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to go down on waivers as well. Center, $750,000 for 1 year. Not going to add him. We got a 5-1 loss against the Penguins, a 5-1 loss against the Avalanche, and now we got the Nashville Predators coming into town to wrap up the season. If we lose this one, we could possibly sit 7th in the draft lottery. We could, though, if we lose this and a couple other teams still don't win any points, we'll probably sit 9th in the draft. So we'll have to try to move up from number 9 all the way up to number 1 if we want to get Robert Backstrom, which is going to be my main target. That's not going to be something I want to bring to the channel all the time, is trading up for the first overall pick. But Robert Backstrom fits every fucking slot, every need we need in Minnesota. So we got Alex Stalock facing off against UC Saros in this last game of the season. The Minnesota Wild against the Nashville Predators at XL Energy Center. Kotkaniemi against, who I didn't even see. Matt Duchene is the center for the Predators. We got Matt Dumba with the puck and a slapper from Connor Garland, no go. Another shot from Garland, safe by UC Saros. Let's jump forward to the second period as it's still goose eggs between both teams. Rem Pitlick over to Alex Wenberg. Wenberg shoots that, and that's a rebound goal for the Nashville Predators. They're going to score a first blood in this one as Austin Cesarnik, the 5th goal of the season for the grinding 4th line depth winger. Austin Cesarnik is going to get his 5th as he picks up a juicy rebound right in front of Alex Stalock, and it's going to be 1-0 in the third. We're already jumping up to the 12:01 mark. Face-off outside the Predators zone. Wild win the face-off, and that's brought over the blue line, stolen, and the Predators got it going the other way. Scott Lawton has it, passes over, and a nifty dish right past Alex Stalock as the Predators are going to get the second goal on the board. And this is not looking great, but it's Eli Tolvanen. He's going to get his 13th goal of the season as Alex Stalock just hung out to dry, spread it across, cannot get it, and Carson Soucy looking dismal back there. We're in the third period, 6 minutes left in the third. While putting on some pressure, Ian Cole passes that over to Cesarnik. And now Nick Cousins passes over to Rem Pitlick. Pitlick has it in his own zone, loses it, the Wild shoot, and that's a goal. And that's Nils Höglander picking up a goal for the Minnesota Wild. Like I said, take a look at Nils Höglander coming over in that Getzlaf trade. He's picked up 6 goals so far since the beginning of this sim. He's actually been a fantastic addition to our depth lines. I can definitely see a good future with him in Minnesota. I would love to see him paired up, maybe on a line with Backstrom, Kaprizov, or Fiala. Predators now with 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the third period, 2-1. Predators controlling the puck. Filthy Philip Forsberg over to Matt Duchene and right through the wickets, and that's going to be 3-1. Predators get a nasty late goal in the third period. Matt Duchene getting his 20th goal of the season. Predators are definitely happy about that one. That's a good group hug out in there. Might have to put some reins on that one. Save it for the shower, boys. A little bit too much admiration. Philip Forsberg passes that right across the crease. Nobody gets in the way of it. Even Alex Stalock doesn't try to get it, and it goes right through the wickets of Stalock. 3-1. We got 45 seconds left. A pulled goaltender back there. The Predators got the puck. It's open net season. Nick Cousins
just a bit outside.
And then, oh man, Julius Honka holds on to the puck in his own crease. Nick Cousins steals it and puts it right into the empty goal mouth. And the Wild go down 4-1 in this last game of the season. Brutal third period and a fucking dismal ending of the season as Julius Honka just holds onto the puck and then Nick Cousins steals it as you got front row seats of that goal. 5 seconds left in the Wild season, and that's not going to look good. Connor Garland gets the final shot on goal in a Wild uniform for this season. Let's just forget about it. Hopefully we can get a good draft pick in the lotto and move up in the first round to get Robert Backstrom and add him to the bevy of prospects. I would be insatiably happy. I don't even know if that's the correct word to use. If we got an offensive lineup like Fiala, and we have Kakaniemi, we got Marco Rossi, we got Nils Höglander, Robert Backstrom, and Kirill Kaprizov all on the top lines. Sounding good to me. We also have Connor Garland as well. A good young forward with some scoring touch. Kirill Kaprizov leads the team and finishes the season with 20 goals, 36 assists, and 56 points. Alexei Sarella comes back from an injury. That's why we didn't get to see him at the end of the season. And let's take a look as we are simming through the NHL playoffs. We'll find out who wins the Stanley Cup in just a second. And we are going to take a look. We got the scouting rankings. Not going to look at them right now. I want to talk about that next draft. next episode, which would be the draft. The Vegas Golden Knights fire Jose Ference. Oh my fucking word.
It's a damn cold day in hell.
The Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Stanley Cup in 2022. This means hell has frozen over in NHL 21. Hartford Wolfpack win the Calder Cup, but holy shitballs, the Toronto Maple Leafs do it. They break the curse, the streak, and the Arizona Coyotes jump up to get the first overall pick. We're going to stay at number 9, and we're going to have to try to trade up for the Arizona Coyotes number 1 pick overall so we can get Robert Backstrom. Take a look at this juicy prospect. I need to get him in Minnesota. 6'2", 194 pounds. He's got zero weakness, a 200-foot game, offensive creativity, a playmaking ability, similar style to Wayne Gretzky, NHL ready, franchise medium. I am about to just blow it over here. I am so thankful I'm not on cam, or else I'd have to put this on Pornhub because this would be too much for the fans. Ville Kaltonen, a fantastic number 2 pick. He has zero weaknesses as well. He's just not as developed. He's got 1 year ETA. He's an elite medium. If I can't get the number 1 pick and I have to get the 2nd overall pick, Ville Kaltonen is going to be that pick. We got Brad Lambert, Shane Wright as well, another playmaking center. He's 6 feet tall, 193 pounds. He played in the OHL, but he has face-off and character weaknesses in the game. Most likely, he's NHL ready, but he is also in the style of Nicholas Backstrom. I would prefer to go on the side of Ville Kaltonen or Robert Backstrom, maybe even Brad Lambert, but I think Brad Lambert is more on the sniping side. And Easton Baumick, he is also more of a sniper, and he is 3 years away from making the NHL. He's a little similar style to a Theo Fleury, a little bit of a water bug grinder out there. Ludwig Pressberg, Alexander Glebov, also a big talent, but Robert Backstrom, Ville Kaltonen could be number 2 in the list. Let's take a look at the retired players, and Patrick Marleau goes and finally retires as a New York Ranger. Playing in the AHL, there's a lot of big older names going off the list. I can't believe Steve Bernier is still in the game, but you know what? That's how the game goes. Lori Karpikoski, a lot of FAs though, free agents. We have Cody McLeod, the Iowa Wild forward. He's also gone, but let's take a look. Patrick Marleau is now an NHL coach for the New York Rangers. Ron Hainsey, Brian Boyle, and Travis the Jock are now scouts in the NHL for their teams. We got some coach retirements, which means Nicholas Janssen, an Iowa Wild coach, is gone. We're going to only interview Robert Backstrom, even though it really doesn't matter because we already know most we know about Robert Backstrom. I just think this is kind of a cool feature, and it adds a little bit more of a flair to this episode. And so, like I was saying, we're going to talk next episode is going to be the first round of the NHL draft. And that means we're going to hopefully trade up for Robert Backstrom or Ville Kaltonen. But Robert Backstrom is the eyes on the prize. I think he is the perfect player for this team going forward. I think if I have to give up a prospect as well, we're going to try to move a first round pick, our first round pick number 9. We're going to try to move Max Pacioretty, maybe a top prospect, and a couple more picks depending on what the Arizona Coyotes want. And so we're going to find out what they want going into the draft. We're going to take a look at the awards. Erik Karlsson wins the James Norris Memorial Trophy. A big win for Erik Karlsson, who's a bit of an older player now. Nikita Kucherov wins the Lady Byng. Jack Studnicka wins the Calder. And Igor Shesterkin wins the Calder last season. I don't think I really featured the awards last season. I should have. And so now let's take a look at the Conn Smythe winner. It is John Tavares, the Maple Leafs PJ wearer himself. Andrei Vasilevsky wins the Vezina Trophy and the Jennings for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then Nicholas Chalmerson wins the Bill Masterson Memorial Trophy. Jay McBride wins the Jack Adams for the Colorado Avalanche. And let's see, the Selke goes to Sidney Crosby. That's a solid award for him, as Kopitar won it last season for the best defensive forward or two-way forward. And Connor McDavid won the Hart and the Lester B. Pearson. These are AHL trophy winners. Not much for our team so far. Let's see if we win any for the Iowa Wild. Most likely not. I don't really think we had a great season, but let's take a look. Marco Rossi led the Iowa Wild with 48 points. Ivan Lodina with 36. Mikkel Whiting with 36 points. Another young prospect that we had from last season. Draft Adam Beckman, Nico Sturm, Connor Dewar, Brandon Duhaime, Hunter Warner, Callan Addison with a gorgeous Muzzy. Holy shit. He looking like a young Ron Jeremy minus the rape out there. We got Kovanov, who's also a good young center. Will Bitton, who's got a little taste of the NHL. Philip Johansson. And for this episode, thank you for watching. We're going to finish up next episode with the first round of the NHL draft. Like and subscribe down below. Join us back for next episode. It's going to be a doozy, as we're going to try to trade up for Robert Backstrom, and let's see if we can do that. Thank you for watching this episode of Minnesota Wild GM. We'll see you later.